Hello and good day everyone. My name is Emmanuel Michael Sydney, and today I will be talking about the import and export trends of cocoa in Malaysia. So in this presentation, I will be covering on the introduction or the background of cocoa agriculture in Malaysia, market analysis on the import and export of cocoa trade, policy impacts on import tariffs on raw cocoa bean, trade barriers, EUDR, and future outlook of government initiatives. So what about cocoa? So cocoa, or its scientific name Theobroma cacao, production in Malaysia began in the late 1960s and early 1970s, driven by declining commodity prices for rubber, palm oil, and pepper. The higher profitability of cocoa made it an appealing alternative for farmers. Additionally, various government initiatives played a crucial role in supporting the industry's growth. As a result, cocoa emerged as one of Malaysia's most significant agricultural commodities during the 1970s. So the higher profitability of cocoa also made it an appealing alternative for farmers. Moving on, market analysis on the import and export of cocoa trade. So this diagram is taken from the official portal of Malaysian Cocoa Board. So the industry of cocoa in Malaysia can be divided into three parts, namely the upstream, second is the midstream, and finally is the downstream. It is based on the flow of river, whereby the upstream focuses more on raw materials being produced, and the downstream sector focuses more on the consumer's end of products. So moving on, at the upstream sector, the area of land for Malaysia in total is around 6,000 hectares, whereby Sabah has the highest at 3,500 hectares. Secondly is Sarawak at 1,400 hectares, and finally in Peninsular Malaysia at 1,000 hectares. So for the production of cocoa, namely cocoa beans or raw cocoa, Sabah is the highest contributor at around 170 tons for the year 2023, while Peninsular Malaysia comes second at 70 tons, and finally Sarawak and 27 tons. So for the prices in Malaysia, the highest prices can be found in Rau, Sarawak at 10,000 ringgit per ton. Second, in Tawau, Sabah at 9.9 thousand per ton, and finally in Kuching, Sarawak at 9.4 thousand ringgit per ton. So for the midstream sector, Malaysia is ranked at 5 in the world, and also the main contributor for midstream product is also known as cocoa butter, whereby the export is around 2.6 billion, and also cocoa powder, whereby the export is nearing 2 billion. So for the downstream, the main product is chocolate, and the export value is at around 1.6 billion ringgit. So Malaysia has an export destination mainly at 5 countries, namely in Singapore, in America, Japan, China, and also our neighboring country, Indonesia. So the total export market for Malaysia around the world is around 205 countries, and also, as we covered just now, cocoa butter is the highest contributor for export, totaling at around 32%. So moving on. So as you can see here, this is the statistics gathered from the official portal of Malaysian Cocoa Board, whereby this is the import of cocoa beans and cocoa products. And we will see the simplified graphs later on. And this is the export of cocoa beans and cocoa products. So this is Malaysia's cocoa powder import between 1992 up until 2023. So as we can see here, there is on average a positive gradient or positive slope, as we can see from the trend line here. So however, since 2013, so around from 2013 there is a decline, a steep decline until 2015, and then there has been a steadily downtrend pattern starting at 2013, meaning that there has been decreasing dependency on cocoa powder import in Malaysia, or decreasing market. So for cocoa powder export, it is still on average showing a positive slope, whereby it also shows an improving and a more uptrend pattern on Malaysia's export of cocoa powder. Next is Malaysia's cocoa bean import. So we can see here that starting from 2007, around 2007, there has been a decline in cocoa bean import, and starting at 2017, there has been an increase in import of cocoa bean up until now, or the year 2023. But overall, it is still showing a positive gradient or positive slope, as we can see from the trend line. So for Malaysia's cocoa bean export, there has been steadily declining from 1992 up until 2009, whereby from 2009, around 2009, there has been a steadily increasing trend, but from 2019 up until 2023, there has been another decrease in the export of cocoa bean in Malaysia. So the policy impacts. So the import tariffs on raw cocoa bean. So low import tariffs on raw cocoa bean means that local producers at the downstream sectors of cocoa, such as cocoa powders, can minimize cost of production while also maintaining a competitive market for price for consumers. So as we will see in the next slide, we can see that there is a low Malaysia imposes low or zero import duties on raw cocoa beans. So this encourages domestic grinding and processing. Also, the government offers tax incentives for cocoa processing industries. making Malaysia one of the world's largest cocoa grinders. So as we can see here, from the cocoa beans and the rate of duty, there has been no import tariffs. So, however, on the more downstream end product or midstream end, such as cocoa butter, cocoa powder, and also chocolate, there has been a 10% import tariffs, as we can see here. So this is from the official portal of Malaysian Cocoa Board. So moving on to trade barriers. So what are EUDR? So EUDR, or European Union Deforestation Regulation compliance, is to prevent companies from introducing products associated with deforestation and forest degradation into the EU market. The EUDR applies to commodities such as palm oil, cocoa, coffee, soy, timber, and rubber. So this proves to be quite hard for smallholders to keep up with the requirements, as they are more prone to be in the upstream sectors of cocoa agricultural products. So another reason on the decline of local production is due to the trends of following where the money goes, or in other words, following profitable agricultural plantations, such as palm oil or rubber trees by smallholders or even SMEs, as it offers higher returns with less labor-intensive hassle. In addition, a lack of infrastructure in the interior part of Malaysia really causes a halt in the trading aspects, especially at the upstream level, involving smallholders. So Sabah, as the biggest contributor in Malaysia, also faces one of the lowest development of basic infrastructure such as roads. So this is also one of the problems which we can observe on the field. So for the future outlook. So what are the future outlooks for the cocoa industry in Malaysia? So one of the strategies to mitigate trade barriers are policy reforms, technological innovations, and also sustainability efforts. And the recommended stakeholders are governments, farmers, and cocoa processors. Also, uh, government can improve gaps in terms of seed quality, mechanization, managing cocoa beans awareness, upskilling or capacity building for smallholders and even SMEs. This will ensure that the management of cocoa beans at the upstream level will not go to waste in terms of wastage on utilization of capital and also mechanical capital and also labor. So besides that, can focus on upstream sectors where there is still gap for improvements, especially export of cocoa products, and also allocating budgets for improvements of basic infrastructures such as roads, in interior locations such as Sabah. As for some smallholders, especially in Sabah, they use boats to as a means of transportation, which will considerably consider which will really affect uh, in terms of their capital and also in terms of time as well. So that's all from me. So thank you for your time and have a good day.